What if everything you've been told about getting rich is wrong? What if the secret to lasting wealth isn't in the fast track, the quick wins, or the next big thing? Imagine for a moment that the world is rushing past you, obsessed with instant gratification, while you stand still, watching it all unfold, yet you feel something others can't see. What if the greatest wealth isn't built by those who chase the most, but by those who understand the quiet power of taking things slow, moving deliberately, and making each step count? Could the path to true, lasting fortune lie in something far more patient, far more strategic than you've ever been taught? Jeff Bezos, the man who built an empire from nothing, didn't play the game most people are chasing. He didn't get rich overnight. He didn't take shortcuts or follow the noise. Instead, he understood something few can truly grasp, that wealth doesn't come from rushing to the finish line. It comes from mastering the art of slow, steady, and deliberate growth. But why does this idea feel so unsettling? Why, when we are constantly bombarded with stories of fast success, does the thought of slow progress seem almost like failure? Is it possible that the true secret to wealth is the one most people fear? The secret that whispers, take your time and build it to last. What if the most dangerous thing isn't losing everything, but losing the ability to keep it? The pursuit of instant riches often leads to loss, but those who build slowly, they create something that endures, something that can weather storms, outlast trends, and keep growing even when everything else falters. The world has conditioned you to believe that fast success is the only success worth having. But in truth, the greatest fortune is built not on speed, but on strategy. And that strategy, like Bezos discovered, is to move with purpose, always with an eye on the long term, while others are distracted by the immediate. But here's the paradox. In a world that glorifies hustle and speed, how can you find the courage to embrace the quiet path? How can you trust that slow and steady will truly lead you to the wealth you seek? The tension is real, the fear of missing out, the doubt that creeps in when the world moves faster than you can process. But what if this very tension is what makes the journey so powerful? What if it's the willingness to resist the rush, to stay grounded and focused on the bigger picture that makes you not just wealthy, but truly rich? So what if you let go of the chase? What if, instead of sprinting toward something, you stopped and began building the foundation of something far greater, something that could last forever? Because the truth is, true wealth isn't built in a moment of brilliance. It's built in the quiet spaces where patience meets purpose. And in those moments, when the world is rushing by, you'll realize that the greatest fortune doesn't come from winning quickly. It comes from knowing how to win slowly and to keep winning for the rest of your life. The question is, are you ready to take that first step? Have you ever felt the weight of time pressing on your chest, as though the clock is ticking faster than you can catch your breath? It's a suffocating feeling, isn't it? The relentless rush, the constant chase for something that always seems just beyond your reach. We've been conditioned to believe that wealth comes from speed, hustling faster, climbing higher, and grabbing what we can before the window closes. But what if everything you've been told about success is built on a lie? What if the true path to wealth isn't in the rush, the scramble, the hustle, but in something deeper, quieter, and far more enduring? What if the greatest riches aren't earned in the heat of the moment, but in the quiet of patience, in the slow, deliberate growth of something that lasts? As the world around you accelerates, you may feel like you're falling behind. Everyone seems to be moving faster, reaching higher, grabbing their piece of the pie. But deep inside, there's a question you can't ignore. Is this the only way? Jeff Bezos, the man who built an empire from the ground up, didn't sprint toward success. He didn't rush. He moved with intention. And as the rest of the world chases after instant gratification, he understood the beauty of taking it slow, of nurturing something patiently, letting it grow, and ensuring it would stand the test of time. But why does it feel so uncomfortable to embrace this truth? Why does the very idea of slowing down make your heart race with anxiety? You've spent years pushing, striving, always looking for the next step, the next opportunity, the next success. But the deeper you dig, the more you realize that these fleeting moments of success are just that, fleeting. They come, they go, and in their wake, there's nothing but emptiness. The real question is, what does it take to build something that lasts? It's not the fast, explosive wins that make you truly wealthy. It's the steady, unwavering commitment to a vision. It's knowing that wealth isn't built overnight. It's built over years, even decades of deliberate choices. And that's where the real power lies. But can you trust yourself enough to step away from the rush? Can you find the courage to slow down, to embrace the long game, and to build something that won't be swept away by the winds of time? The world doesn't want you to believe this. It wants you to keep chasing, keep hustling, keep pushing for the next high. It wants you to think that the faster you move, the more you'll accumulate. But in this race, it's easy to forget that the things we rush toward, whether success, wealth, or recognition, are often the things that slip through our fingers the fastest. The truth is, the slower path isn't a path of weakness. It's a path of strength. Strength to resist the noise. Strength to wait. Strength to understand that the deepest, most lasting riches are those that are earned patiently, with steady hands and a clear heart. And in the quiet of this realization, you might feel a shift. It's not just a change in how you view wealth. It's a change in how you view your place in this world. A shift from chaos to clarity. A shift from the frantic chase to the calm, deliberate steps of someone who knows that, in the end, true wealth isn't something to be won. It's something to be built slowly, thoughtfully, with the wisdom that only comes when we stop and look at what we're really doing. And in that stillness, you'll find the power to transform everything. There's a strange thing that happens when you finally stop trying to outrun the world. You start to hear things you've never noticed before. It's the hum of time moving, slow and deliberate, as if it's waiting for you to finally catch up. And when you do, when you stop and really listen, the world unfolds in ways that are impossible to ignore. There's a quiet strength in slowing down, a hidden power that others are too afraid to see. While they race, you start to build. It's almost like a secret, isn't it? A secret that most will never know because they're too caught up in the noise, too consumed by the need to get rich fast. But you've just begun to uncover it. In this stillness, there's a shift, an awakening. It's like a veil lifting, showing you a world where success isn't about the scramble or the sprint, but about having the patience to let things grow, one step at a time. The more you let go of the idea that time is against you, the more you realize that it has always been on your side. Time, in its slow, steady flow, becomes an ally. But the truth is, you've always known this deep down. You've felt it, the restless tug at your soul, the whispers that tell you there's more to life than the constant race. And now, as you let these truths sink in, you begin to see the path clearly, clearer than ever before. What if you've been chasing the wrong kind of wealth all along? What if the real treasure isn't in accumulating faster, but in accumulating wisely? The world pushes you to grab, to take, to rush. But what if true wealth is found in giving, in building, in letting your empire take shape slowly so that it's strong enough to endure? The wealth that endures isn't about a momentary victory. It's about creating something that can survive the storms, that can stand firm when everything else crumbles. And this is where you begin. With every small, deliberate step you take, you're laying the foundation for something far greater than the fleeting gains others are chasing. But as you move forward, there's an undeniable tension, a fear that lingers in the shadows, whispering, "What if I'm making the wrong choice? What if it's too late?" That fear is natural. It's the voice of a world that wants you to stay in line, to follow the rules, to keep hustling. But here's the secret. It's not the world's rules you're following anymore. It's your own. And when you step into that space of trust, trust in time, trust in your own decisions, trust in your ability to build slowly, you unlock something that no fast fortune can ever provide. You unlock true peace. And with that peace comes power, real power. The more you embrace this, the clearer it becomes. It's not about how much you gain today. It's about what you build over time. It's about creating a legacy that endures, that stands long after the noise has faded away. The slow path might seem uncertain at first, but as you walk it, each step becomes more assured. And with every new lesson, every moment of quiet growth, you feel the weight of your decisions shifting, settling into place. This is where the magic happens. In the moments you thought were wasted, in the years you feared you'd lost, you've been gathering the ingredients for something far more powerful than you ever imagined. There's a haunting silence that follows you now, isn't there? A silence that carries more weight than any noise ever could. It's not emptiness, it's the space where everything you thought you knew begins to unravel. The rush, the hustle, the constant chase for more. It all seems distant now, like a dream that's slowly fading. And in that fading, something new begins to take shape. The truth that was buried beneath your fears and doubts is finally rising, like the tide pulling back to reveal a shore that's been there all along, waiting to be seen. What if this is the moment where everything changes? What if this is the moment when you finally realize that the wealth you seek isn't something to chase, but something to create, with patience and clarity, over time? As the world around you grows louder, faster, more frantic, you begin to understand something powerful. The real strength lies in stillness. It lies in the ability to withstand the noise, to ignore the distractions, and to focus on what truly matters. For so long you've been running, striving, pushing yourself to move faster. But now, in this moment, you're beginning to see the beauty of moving slower, of taking each step with purpose. It's in this deliberate, patient movement that you begin to tap into a kind of wealth that's far beyond money. It's a wealth of clarity, of inner peace, of knowing that every choice you make today is a step toward something far greater than the temporary successes others are chasing. But it's not easy, is it? The world makes it hard to slow down, to resist the pull of instant gratification. It tells you that you're falling behind, that you're losing time, that you're wasting your opportunity. But the truth is, the most powerful moments in life aren't found in the hustle. They're found in the quiet pauses, the moments when you stop, breathe, and look around. It's in those pauses that you see the threads that others miss. It's in those pauses that you hear the whispers of opportunity, the ones that aren't shouted from the rooftops, but quietly beckon you towards something more enduring, more lasting. You may have moments of doubt, of fear, as you realize that the journey ahead is not the quick path you once envisioned. But in those moments when the tension feels unbearable, remember this: what you're building now is not a fleeting fortune. It is a foundation, solid and unshakable, that will carry you through whatever comes. The world might not understand it, but you will. And with each step, with each day that passes, you will grow more certain that this slow, steady pace is the only true way to build something that lasts. Not just for a lifetime, but for generations. The empire you're creating isn't just about wealth. It's about creating something that will endure, something that will stand long after you've left your mark. And as you stand at the edge of this revelation, you realize something profound. Time was never your enemy. It was your greatest ally, waiting for you to see it. Now, with every deliberate step, you're no longer racing against it. You're working with it. And in this partnership, you'll find the true richness of life. Not in the chase, but in the quiet, steady work of building something that will outlast the chaos and noise. The world moves, relentless, unyielding. And there are moments when you feel its pull, urging you to rush, to compete, to race towards something that always feels just out of reach. But something inside of you, something quiet and steady, has begun to shift. In the space between your thoughts, in the stillness of your own mind, a new truth is taking root. The chase doesn't matter. The rush doesn't matter. What matters is your ability to stay anchored, to move with purpose, to build steadily, no matter how long it takes. And it's in this knowing, this inner conviction, that you find the kind of peace most people will never understand. You no longer need to prove yourself. The only person you need to impress is yourself. And when you reach this place, this profound stillness, you start to realize something even deeper. Every small decision, every deliberate step, carries more weight than you ever thought possible. While the world rushes past, you are building, slowly, carefully, but with a certainty that grows stronger every day. The foundation you are laying isn't just for today. It's for tomorrow and the day after, and for all the years that follow. Your wealth isn't just measured by money. It's measured by the wisdom you accumulate, the relationships you nurture, and the resilience you develop along the way. You are not in a race. You are in a journey, one that takes time, but one that will reward you in ways that will far surpass any fleeting success the world might offer. But even in this moment of clarity, the question still lingers in the back of your mind. Is this really enough? The doubt whispers quietly, urging you to question whether the slow path can truly lead to the wealth you desire. It's tempting, isn't it? to think that maybe, just maybe, you've been too patient, too careful. But remember this, what you're building is not fragile. It is not something that can be undone with a single mistake. It is something solid, something that has been built with intention, something that can withstand the tests of time. And it will be here, long after the quick wins have faded, long after the fast success stories have crumbled away. You begin to realize that the doubt, the fear, is not something to be avoided. It is something to be faced head-on, because in that moment of doubt lies your true strength, the ability to embrace the discomfort, to keep moving forward, to trust that the slow, steady path you are on is the only one that will bring you the peace and security you seek. There is power in patience. There is power in persistence. And as you stand firm in your choices and your beliefs, you begin to understand something essential. This path isn't just about money. It's about meaning. It's about living a life that isn't dictated by the whims of the world, but by the deep, unshakable knowing that you are creating something lasting, something that will endure. And as you walk this path, slow and steady, with every choice you make, the world around you begins to quiet. The noise fades, the rush dissipates, and in that silence you realize you're not missing out on anything. In fact, you're gaining more than anyone could ever understand. What you are building will last, and it will be worth every single step. There is a moment, a quiet space where everything you've known begins to shift. The world continues its rush around you, but you have stopped. You feel it, don't you? The echo of a truth that's been waiting in the shadows, quietly rising to the surface, calling you to listen. And in this moment, something profound stirs within you. It's not a sudden explosion, a loud revelation. It's a gentle whisper, a knowing that moves through your soul, reshaping the way you see everything. What if the real secret wasn't in the chase, the speed, or the chaos? What if the true wealth, the lasting success lies in the stillness, in the steady, unwavering commitment to your own path? You've been here before, haven't you? At the edge of something new, something different. You felt the weight of doubt press against your chest, the uncertainty of whether this new way, this slower path, is the right one. But as you breathe, as you settle into the quiet, you begin to understand. There is no turning back now. This path, the one that feels slower, more deliberate, it's not a detour. It's the only true way forward. You've been given the key to unlock something far greater than fleeting success. What you're building now, with patience, with intention, is a legacy, a fortune that won't fade, that won't slip away when the noise dies down. It will remain a testament to the power of time well spent, of growth nurtured with care. And yet, even as you embrace this truth, there's a question that lingers. It's not a question that needs to be answered, but one that needs to be felt. How much are you willing to let go of in order to move forward? To move forward with the confidence that the slow, steady journey is the only way to build something truly lasting? The world will try to pull you back into the rush, into the frenzy, but you know now, that your wealth lies in what you create over time. The riches aren't in the sprint, they're in the marathon, and you are running it at your pace. There's a quiet kind of power in choosing the path less traveled. It's not a power that shouts or demands attention. It's a power that flows, steady and unyielding, from within. As the world races ahead, you find peace in your own rhythm, knowing that the life you are creating now will outlast all the fleeting victories, all the noise, all the distractions. You are building a foundation, one that will carry you for years, for decades, for generations. It's not about what you have right now. It's about what you're creating for the future, in the moments when the world isn't looking. And in this quiet, as you stand at the crossroads of doubt and certainty, remember this: your time is not running out. It's unfolding. What you are building, this steady, deliberate path, is the most profound wealth you could ever create, and it will last forever. If this moment stirred something inside you, if you can feel the echo of what's possible, share it. Let others know that there is a better way, a deeper way. Like, comment, share, not because it's expected, but because you now understand that this journey is one worth continuing.